Okay, it's time for me to start talking to y'all. Hey guys, I'm in Homo, in my drag room. It's a mess, and I am in desperate need of having to clean it, but I don't want to do it right now because, well, I just finished drag, and I don't know how many drag queens are watching, but when you're a drag queen and you're getting ready for a gig, I don't care how organized or how clean or how whatever your drag area is like before, it's gonna look like a disaster after you finish drag. Now imagine if you do it every single fucking day. Then you can imagine what the drag room will look like. And to be honest, like my drag room actually doesn't look as bad as it has in the past because my dear friend Dylan had helped me clean it about a few weeks ago. And I tried very desperately to try to keep it organized since then, but, you know, a bitch gotta go through her shit sometimes. So I just came from Drag Brunch in Hollywood. We had two fantastic shows. So far we've been doing a drag brunch in Hollywood every other Sunday for the month of October, and it's been way fun. This week I was Marilyn Monroe, which was cool. Last time I was Norma Desmond, so I went from wearing a turban to wearing a blonde wig. I'm sure Michelle Visage would have loved to see me in that. And mind you, it's a hard front blonde wig, because it's seriously, I don't have any, like, I only have black and white wigs. See them all? There's so many of them. There's more on there too. Oof. I mean, I'm really bad at this Instagram live. I just end up talking to myself, or do I talk to you guys? I should probably talk to you guys, but you guys all are like, come to Brazil, or when are you coming to Argentina? Or, ooh, All Stars 3. How about that? Should we talk about All Stars 3? Who wants me to talk about All Stars 3? Leave in the comments that you want me to talk about All Stars 3 and we'll talk about it. But if you don't, then I'll just sit here talking about my stupid wigs. My stupid, rotted wigs. Oh my god. There's a delay, I'm assuming. Or do you guys just not want me to talk about All Stars 3? Not that it matters, TBH, because I don't know nothing about All Stars 3 more than you guys know anything about. I think you guys actually probably know more about All Stars 3 than I do. I was hearing rumors that I was on All Stars 3 earlier this summer, but I wasn't on All Stars 3. I didn't film All Stars 3. In fact, I didn't even know All Stars 3 was happening until I got some leftover gigs from some of the girls. Aja was supposed to go to Australia with Detox, but then she got the call, and I'm assuming it wasn't filming yet, but I'm assuming that bitch was like, okay, screw the gigs, I don't have time to go all the way out and do a full tour of Australia, because I did a full tour with Detox. We went to like all the cities, all over the place. We were in the freaking middle of nowhere, you know, getting a Priscilla Queen of the Desert on a bus, motherfucking shit. So I'm assuming she was like, no, I need to stay home and get my shit together. I need to like get all my costumes made. So I'm excited to see Aja on the show. I think it's really fun because I think she's really fresh. She's from the last season, and you know, she to be honest, I really wasn't really that into her until she had that amazing breakdown in Untucked, which was fucking awesome. Oh my god. And then it was made into that remix song, and which was made into a remix video, which was like you know, still in those tights. So I'm really excited to see her on All Stars. Are you guys excited to see Aja on All Stars? I'm excited because there's so much room for improvement when you do drag. So it's fun to see. It's fun to see her drag, which I saw improve from the first few episodes until when she was kicked off. Like her, like she became much more polished. And then after, like I follow her Instagram before I even saw the show, and I was seeing all these like beautiful photos of her on her Instagram, and she looks amazing. And since she was on the show, I think she's improved significantly. So I'm really excited to see her come back and get a fresh new chance to come slay the children. And I think she's young, she's hip, and I think she's really cool. And of the queens on season 9, I think that she seems like she'd be really cool. I've actually really never really got to hang out with her, but I think she'd be fun to hang out with, get drunk with, party, you know, tip drag queens and tip go-go boys with. I think that should be a lot of fun. Come to Brazil, girl. I want to come to. I'll come to Brazil. Trixie. I'm excited to see Trixie because since Trixie was on the show on season 7, was it? Trixie season 7. I don't know. Like Trixie was one of those queens who's done so much since like she was on the show. So I'm excited to see how much she's changed from the first time she was on the show. Because I feel like ever since Trixie was on the show, she really figured out like her shtick. Her makeup has like solidified. You know, it was like the whole like Bianca Del Rio moment where, you know, Bianca Del Rio, like she had that like, you know, she had the white eyeliner and she had like the top and bottom lashes and, you know, the big smeary glossy lips. But it wasn't until like after Drag Race when it became like really like exaggerated. It was that like big gigantic Bianca eye. And I think the same is with Trixie. Like Trixie, like if you look at her promo in she's season 7. If you look at Trixie's promo in season 7, she doesn't even look like Trixie. She doesn't have that hard cut cheek, and she doesn't have like the whole like white eyeliner that comes down to here, and she doesn't have that whole like gigantic upper lash where it's so big that you can't even see like her actual eye. All you see is just white here. So like now her face is really like that caricature, that, you know, cartoon Jessica Rabbit face. So I'm really excited to see like her come back, and then also do other things. Like, you know, when you go on Drag Race, like you switch up your looks because you got to keep it entertaining. When you get off Drag Race, you pretty much be like, okay, this is my look. When I was on Drag Race, I used to wear blonde wigs, black wigs, orange wigs, red wigs, afro puffs, but now all I wear is these stupid black and blonde wigs because that was like the thing that I was recognized a lot for. So let me see. I just saw Trixie post on Instagram a Halloween picture. She's wearing a pink wig or a purple wig or something like that. I'm like, what? It's crazy. Who else? Kennedy Davenport. Oh my god. Now, she's not necessarily a lot of people's favorite, but I've known Kennedy Davenport for years, and I think she's fantastic. She's one of these queens that have been around forever, and, you know, I don't know, so a lot of the audience members are younger, but, you know, when you're an older person, a person of a certain age, you've lived life, you've experienced the joys and the sadnesses that life has to offer. You've gone through trials of trying to get work, and you've gone through your blessings, and, you know, once you experience a lot of life, I feel like you have a little bit more idea of where you are placed in the world, in the universe, in the whole spectrum of things, where you know where you are on the map, and you have a confidence, and that's who you are. And when the older you get and the more experience you get, the less you give about the less shit you give about things, I feel like. She did have, it's a competition, and so I'm interested to see some of these queens come back, because, you know, going into a competition like RuPaul's Drag Race is not anyone expects. You think you have an idea of what it's like, but once you get there, you don't actually have an idea of what it's like, because you don't know who you're going to be competing against. You don't know if there's going to be some fierce ass queen who's going to make everyone gag, and then it's going to make you feel bad about yourself. You don't know if there's going to be a good judge that week. You don't know who the judges are. You don't know if you don't know if Michelle Visage is actually going to like what you're bringing to the stage. And you don't even know if it's going to be Carson or Santino. He's not even there anymore. Never mind him. Okay. Let's see. Who else am I excited about? Oh, Chi-Chi. I want there to be a showdown between Chi-Chi and Kennedy. I hope that they both slay at least one challenge at the same time, so that they have to lip sync for their legacy. If they're even doing that. I think I heard that they're still doing that, but I don't know, because All Stars 2 was very, very, very different from All Stars 1. If you don't remember, I was on All Stars 1, where we were gagged in episode 1 when we were told that we have to be competing in teams for the entire season. At first, I was like, oh, I can compete in a team. I just thought that was for the day, and then I was like, wait, the whole time we're here? Which I lucked out because I was a Latrice, and I love Latrice. Everyone loves Latrice. I have no idea why we got sent home, because Latrice and I were slaying every single. I mean, okay, we sucked sometimes, but whatever. We all can suck. Let's see. Latrice and I slayed our season, so we don't give a fuck about all the other fucking All Stars, because we were the OG bitches. We're like the season 1 girls. The season 1 of regular RuPaul's Drag Race girls. We're like the original fucking bitches but now I have no idea what they're gonna do. If they're gonna still do lip sync for I really like the whole lip sync for your legacy idea, because it really creates so much drama. So it would be fun to see Kennedy slaying with Chi-Chi DeVayne, or even Shangela, to be honest. I think Shangela, although Shangela has a lot of energy. She doesn't do all the crazy tricks that she used to do since breaking her leg several years ago. And I don't blame her, girl. I don't even do a step touch, because I can't even walk in a straight line in high heel shoes, mostly because I'm wasted. Let's just put it out there. I drink a lot, especially when I'm in drag. It's the only way that I can keep my toes from throbbing. Let's see. Shangela, I'm really excited. I wonder what it's like to be back for a third time. Well, actually, Trixie, I think, is going to be back for a third time, because she was brought back on her season, right? Who was there? Anyone else that was brought back? I'm really bad at all the trivia of Drag Race. So Shangela's come back for her third time. Trixie's coming back for her third time. Morgan, no. Chi-Chi, no. Thorgy, no, she just got eliminated. I'm excited to see Thorgy. I love Thorgy. She seems like a really fun person, and and she was so cerebral and in her head. So I want to see if she can overcome that again. I also think I think Thorgy's just really cool. Who else? Morgan. Oh, I'm excited to see Morgan, just because Morgan is one of these queens who always wants to start some shit. So I think she's gonna freaking make it for a very, very, very interesting season. I think she's gonna do a really good job, because I know Morgan is she works pretty much every day. So she gets in drag every single day, and she has the biggest wardrobe, and she has she's an amazing, amazing performer. So I can see her doing an amazing job, and I think it would be really exciting to watch Morgan again. Milk, I'm really excited to see Milk, because Milk is such an interesting queen. She has such a crazy version of what drag is, and I really like that. So I'm excited to see what else she's gonna bring. I feel like, I don't remember. Milk was season 6, right? Season 6 was a really, really difficult season. There was a lot of really, really amazing personalities on season 6. And when watching season 6, I didn't really. I mean, I was intrigued by Milk's amazing looks, but I didn't get much personality. I didn't get to know her personality that well on her season. It wasn't until I actually started following her on her social media and then doing gigs with her and then like, you know, seeing, you know, working with her and seeing what she's up to. And I know that like I'm really excited to see her come back knowing a little bit more like how to act on camera and how to like shine and letting your personality do. I feel like on her season she had all of her, and this is what I kind of like learned when I was on Drag Race. You can't always just have the outfit, the drag look, do all the talking for you. Sometimes you actually have to do the talking also. Sometimes, you know, you think like, look, what do I need to explain about my look? I am dressed like a big bird, or I am dressed like a pineapple. Like, I don't have to explain anything to you. Like, what do you need me to explain? The look is explaining everything. The look is communicating everything I needed to be communicated. And I feel like Milk's looks definitely communicate her point of view, her style, her artistic expression very well. But, you know, sometimes you need to write that, you know, the accompanying paper so that people also can, you know, she needs to be able to sit there and explain in an entertaining and funny and humorous and lovable way. So I'm excited to see how Milk is going to do back on the show. I'm already in love with her promo picture because, you know, Milk in that freaking, I don't even know, it looks so good. I was like, did she? She's all wearing that muscle suit, and it's so freaking funny and so good. I love it. So I'm excited to see how she's gonna like present herself back in the competition. So I'm really excited for Milk. Who else? There's Shangela, Thorgy, Morgan, Chi Chi. I'm excited to see Chi Chi. Because one of the things that I loved about Chi Chi when she was on her season was that she would make bracelets out of duct tape. She would you know, she would, I forget, oh my god, I even forget which season. She was on season 8? Season 8? Can someone help? Oh, this is a fucking delay. I don't know, whatever. So I know that she had the her drag wasn't always like the most expensive thing, you know. But now that she's been, you know, working and touring, I feel like she'll probably have some more luxurious pieces to bring. But I hope that she also still doesn't. I don't want her to lose that charm, because I love when drag is faking it. Like, you know, I don't find it impressive to see a drag queen wearing like a fully beaded gown. I mean, obviously it's impressive, a fully beaded gown, you know, you can be like, oh my gosh, look at all the detail, Sometimes it's like, oh, I can't believe that she literally just broke up a mirror and like, you know, glued that to a corset. And like, that's like, I love when, you know, you hot glue something together. I love when you do things like that. So I really thought it was very charming of Chi Chi to have, you know, the budget. She was able to make a budget look expensive, to look to have the thing fully realized. She would make it work, and it looked great on camera. I mean, it may not look great in person, and it might not be a costume that you can wear multiple times without it falling apart, but like, that's one of the things I loved about Chi Chi DeVayne. So I'm interested to see how she comes back. You know, I don't want her to be all gowns and, you know, diamonds. So hopefully she can. Okay, everyone's talking about Ben de la Creme. I love Ben de la Creme. She is one of the most fantastically funny and campy and beautiful queens I know. If you've ever seen one of her shows, like say in Provincetown or or I guess wherever she does her shows. She's in Seattle. Seattle. Um, yeah, she's such a strong, thought through performer. Like, her costumes are designed for her specific performance. She does some amazing strip teases that are hilarious because it just keeps getting funnier and funnier. I mean, I don't know. It's just like one of those things where Ben de la Creme, her craft is one of the most impressive crafts and underrated. I feel like. I mean, it's just no. It's not. I'm not saying it's underrated. It's just not getting enough exposure, and I feel like All Stars 3, now that it's on VH1, I think Ben de la Creme is going to become a superstar. A superstar. Who else is on the show? Ben de la Creme, Thorgy, Milk, Morgan, Chi-Chi, Kennedy, Shangela, Aja. Am I missing one? Oh god. Trixie. Oh, that's all of them. Yeah. And Shangela's already there, so I know she's not jumping out of no box, because that would be funny as fuck if she came out of a fucking box. But I saw the promo picture, so there's no surprise. I mean, although if I was Shangela, I would be like, my entrance is going to be in a box. I don't care. I'm going to bring my own box. If that's how she has to walk through the thing. She has to come like wheeling in on a box. Otherwise, I want my money. I want my money back, Shangela. If you don't come in, your entrance look better be a box. You should just have a dress that's in the shape of a box. That would be sickening. Oh, and they don't have sewing challenges on All Stars for some reason, which I think is kind of dumb. But Shangela, there you go. Because on our season, we had to fucking make a fucking costume every other day, which was fucking pain in the ass. It's so many goddamn burns. Like, it's one thing to wear a fucking gown, but to make it, oh, what a mess. So I think it'll be really interesting. I'm really excited. I can't wait to see what's going on. Unfortunately, we have to wait a few months before Drag Race All Stars 3 airs. So we have 3 months to get excited about it. Who's my top 3? Now, I think it's way too early, but I think Shangela is probably, she's smart and she's done it 3 times. I think she'll probably be in the top 3, if not win the goddamn thing, to be honest. Trixie, 3 times. I think she's also a friend of World of Wonders, so you know, the advantages of making World of Wonder lots of money on a weekly show is also probably, you know, going to be helpful of getting you into the top 3. You know, who else? The third one, I think, on the top. I think maybe Ben de la Creme. Maybe Ben de la Creme might go to the top. Or I wouldn't be surprised if Aja like tore shit up and like she was like the young newbie that comes and slays. That would be sickening. But I am kind of disappointed because there are a few queens that I kind of wish were on the show. Not to say that I don't want other queens to be on the show. Ooh, I think Kennedy could do well. I don't know if Kennedy might make top 4. Top 4 Kennedy. Yeah, probably because let's see. There's some queens I kind of wish were on the season of All Stars 3 that aren't. Not to say that I don't wish any of the queens that made it onto All Stars. I mean, it doesn't even fucking matter at this point because they're already they filmed it. It's already being edited. You know, I don't have a freaking say in it except for my stupid opinion after I watched an episode. I would have loved to see Naomi Smalls back on the show. I think that would have been fun to see her slay. Pearl, maybe. I don't know if she would be invited back because she was given all that tood to Miss RuPaul. Who else? Ginger Minj was already on All Stars. Yeah. Season. I would have loved to see Jessica Wilde on All Stars 3. I would have loved to see Delta work, but the bitch gotta work. She gotta do Miss Thing's hair, so I guess she got a better gig than All Stars 3. More consistent work, probably. Who else? Stacey Lane Matthews for my season. Oh, I would love to see her back on the show. Stacey Lane Matthews, get yourself together. Do we have to audition? This is one thing that's crazy about All Stars is that when you go on to RuPaul's Drag Race, you audition to be on RuPaul's Drag Race. When you on All Stars, one day you just get a phone call and they just say, "Hey girl, what you doing in 2 weeks? You want to be on a show again? You want to be famous again? You want to get bookings again? Yeah, okay, 2 weeks. Get yourself ready, girl. You got 2 weeks." Damn. Willem. I would love to see Willem on the show. She would be really funny to watch again. Fuck, I'd want to see Fifi O'Hara come back. That was entertaining as fuck, you guys. Fifi O'Hara. That whole drama was funny. But, we'll take a break. Maybe she can come back for... I want to see Jiggly Caliente. I want to see Jiggly Caliente on that season. A season of All Stars. Wouldn't it be fun if they had like a season where there was just like all the queens that got kicked off from the first few queens? Like, I would love to see Serena Chacha versus Tempest du Jour versus Venus Delight versus Shangela. She'd come back because Shangela was kicked off first, so she'd come back again. Who else? I would love to see what if there was like, well, I would, yeah, Pork Chop for sure. Pork Chop needs to come back. It would be sickening to see Pork Chop. Ooh, that would be cool to do like a Puerto Rican or like a Latina season. That would be, I think we have a Latina. I don't think we have enough queens yet to do an Asian season. We could do an all blonde season where every queen just has to wear blonde wigs, regardless if they wear blonde wigs or not. Wouldn't that be funny? Or a bearded season where all the queens have to wear beards. Or a queens that don't pad season. Oh my god. You just have all the queens. You have all the ones, the skinny supermodels who don't pad. Or just or only padding season where you only can pad. You can only wear pads. Actually, that's all you can wear. You only wear styrofoam. Oh, a Tron season would be fierce, where you can get Peppermint back, we can get Carmen and Jiggly and Sonique and Monica Beverly Hills. That would be season. That would be a season for the gods. I mean, there wouldn't be much of a transformation from workroom to the runway because all these bitches are beautifully sickening, but it would be like mascara, daytime mascara versus 15 pairs of lashes, I guess. What else? I mean, the fact that they're doing an All-Stars 3 so quickly is exciting to me because I feel like at this point we have so many queens that have gone through RuPaul's Drag Race that we could literally recycle them every year, to be honest. And I feel like this season we're getting a good range of queens. I know that it was very difficult on some of the other seasons because you have so many of like the most popular girls that it's really hard to choose. Because I mean, I love Alyssa Edwards just as much as I love Alaska. So how are you supposed to root for one or the other? You know what I mean? It's like really hard to. Sometimes you have to have like. It's nice to have like an underdog. I'm really excited that we have underdogs this season because that's kind of part of the charm. Like I remember on All Stars 1, every single queen was, well, we did have some opinions on one queen being there. If you remember the first episode or the first episode of Untucked, yes, wow. But yeah, it was hard my season. I was like, I don't know how I'm supposed to compete against Pandora or how I'm supposed to compete against Jujubee or Chanel, because these are all like these. They were all some of like the best favorites and stuff like that. So it's nice to, yeah, it's hard. Like, how do you pick a favorite when everyone's your favorite? So it's nice that we get a range, because I feel like now there's more people. You can start, like, I don't know. What would be really cool? I'm a Big Brother fan. I've been watching Big Brother for a few years. So I would love to see. Some more strategy going into some, like, how these girls interact with each other. Like, I remember Alaska. She was keeping Roxy sort of safe, despite the fact that a lot of other queens thought that Roxy wasn't the strongest to compete against. But being a person that watches Big Brother, sometimes if you're a smart competitor, you want to save some of the queens to come to the top with you, because it makes it easier for people to get on your team when there is a person that is a little less likable than you. You know what I mean? Like, Roxy's, I think, one of the most fantastic queens. Now, don't get me wrong, I fucking love Roxy, but she's had a rough time, you know. She's a Florida queen. Let me just put it that way. I love my Florida queens, but sometimes it's really hard as, like, a person that is not from Florida or hasn't seen Florida queens or isn't familiar with how Florida queens, like, act. I don't know what it is about Florida. It's the heat and the humidity, but you put a freaking hot, sweaty wig on a queen in Florida, or a temperature like Florida, you can get a little bit of more honesty, because it's too hot to be sugarcoating shit. So people just go straight in. So I know all the Florida queens that I know, they are direct and to the point, and sometimes it can come off on TV in person. Not necessarily, but in TV, it can come off as bitchy or rude. So I know that I love Roxy Andrews. I think she's a fantastic queen, and she's very talented, and she's actually quite lovable, I think. I mean, she doesn't give me any reason to not like her. Besides her being more beautiful than me. She didn't capture the hearts as well, or as well as other queens, or captured the hearts. So if you were going to bring a queen if you were to save the queens, like, my strategy, of course, would be, girl, if you win that lip sync for your legacy, and you can put one of the queens that you think, bitch. If you had a choice between kicking off a favorite, a fierce queen, a favorite and a fierce queen, like, if I had ever gotten the chance to kick off a queen, trust me, I would have gone for the fucking best bitch in the fucking world. Not the shittiest one. I wouldn't have been like, oh, that girl, her dress wasn't as good. I'd be like, keep the girl with the dress that sucks, because when we fucking walked on the freaking runway at the very end, she gonna have an ugly ass dress like she always been wearing, and I'm gonna have the fierce, cute ass dress that's fully beaded and crushed up with fucking rhinestones, you know. Or if their queen can fucking dance the fucking house down, I'm gonna get rid of her first, because I can't even do a freaking 1-2 step. Or a freaking fierce lip syncer. If, like, I had a choice, I'd be getting rid of the talented bitches, the beautiful bitches, all the good bitches. Of course, probably I don't have that option, but so I'm excited. I want the queens to strategize more and be a little bit more open with strategy. Like, I kind of had a feeling that Alaska was keeping Miss Roxy Andrews, bringing her towards the top for And I could just be. This is just a thought. It's not even like I don't even know if I really feel this way. But she didn't really give us a reason as to exactly why she was bringing Roxy. Well, she was kept keeping Roxy so safe. But you know, they're friends. They experienced their season together. And to be honest, I am sisters with all the queens from Drag Race, but the ones that are the people that I will always be able to share that unique once in a lifetime moment was with my season 3 queens. I don't know what it was like on the first season or the 7th season. I don't know what it's like on All Stars 3. All I know is that what it was like for me, and it was what it was like for our family, you know, if it's a sorority, those are the queens that we pledged with. Those were our sorority sisters. Oh, I guess that's. Anyway, so I would love to see more strategy play. Like, oh girl, I'm gonna keep you safe, or we're gonna try to backdoor this girl. We're gonna say that she's gonna whatever, but we're gonna cut her the second she's whatever because she's. I would love to see that. I would love to see groups of drag queens getting together, kind of doing. I don't know. I guess maybe we tried it on season 3. They tried it with Alaska Talks. So maybe it's not the smartest thing, because I know the fans don't necessarily love us that much. Like, we do get a little bit of, feedback from y'all, saying that I don't know. I just want it to be an interesting season. I want them to fucking go in on each other. I want to see some drama. I want to see some fights. I want to see these queens really, really freaking try to compete for their lives, because I am sick of these queens coming on there. Because when I went on there, I had no fucking clue what Twitter was gonna do or what Facebook was gonna say. I didn't even have a Facebook when I went on to RuPaul's Drag Race. To be honest, I had a MySpace, bitch. That's how long ago I was on RuPaul's Drag Race. So I didn't have any idea that the fans' reactions. I did not take that into any consideration when I went on RuPaul's Drag Race, and it made for. I mean, I acted like an asshole, a fucking asshole. I was a bitch and a half. I didn't even know what the fuck I was doing half the time. All I know is that I was a bitter ass bitch because these bitches are winning and I wasn't. And these bitches were prettier and they had fucking bigger hair than I did. I had fucking stacked 6 wigs on top of each other, and Mariah Balenciaga still had a fucking hairdo that was bigger than mine. Fuck, bitch. Anyway. All I know is that, like, we went in on each other, we didn't give a shit, we fucking, like, had these moments, and we experienced this stuff, we didn't even give a shit. So I do not want to see another season of queens tiptoeing around things, hoping that they're gonna freaking come off as looking like the fucking, like, princess, being the fucking fan favorite. I don't give a shit. It didn't fucking matter. Like, I love Valentina, and she came off was a little crazy towards the end. I loved Alaska. I mean, y'all thought she was a snake, but she wasn't. She was fucking really she was competing to win that goddamn show. I don't give a shit. She was slinging those fucking, cutting them bitches left and right. Fuck it, I don't give a shit. And I fucking actually did like her meltdown. I thought that was kind of hilarious. Because sometimes, you know how we all feel like that sometimes. We all just fucking want to fucking pout and cry and be like, I want it my way. So I'm excited to see what crazy things are going to happen. I'm spilling a lot of tea, I think. It's just my opinion. I don't know. I actually, to be honest, I'm really. When I was on RuPaul's Drag Race, and then the seasons that followed mine were coming out, I was very like, I gotta know who the queens are. Like, I want to know who goes home first. I want to know what happens. I was like, Jiggly, tell me everything. But as time has gone by, I'm really like starting like to really just not want to know anything, because I know that there's so many people, there's so many rumors, people talk. You can get misinformation from here and there, and I don't want to set any expectations for myself. So I really just want to like go in. I want to go to the viewing party. I want to sit down. I want to watch these drag queens do their thing. I want to be. I don't want to know about anything. I just want to just see how it goes, how it plays out, and I want to, because I feel like when you build up some anticipation for something, you a lot of times can get let down. I know that when I went back to RuPaul's Drag Race on All Stars, I had an expectation of like how I thought how the show was going to be. I really, really enjoyed my first time on RuPaul's Drag Race, and I thought I thought that when I went back, I was going to experience something very similar. They told us they told us we were in groups, so I was like, I gagged, and then I was like, oh wait, this is anything how I expected it to be, and so I felt a little let down, not as much as Pandora, but but that's because I had set expectations for myself. So going into this All Stars, and even the upcoming season 10 of RuPaul's Drag Race, I don't want to have any spoilers, because I really just want to be able to watch it and form my own opinions before, having someone whispering in my ears like, oh, this girl's this, or that girl's that, or, she's going to do this, or that's going to happen, or who these are the girls that are going to make top 3. So it's really interesting. I don't know. I'm really excited. I'm not trying not to set myself with any expectations. That's I mean, it feels so I can enjoy it a little bit more, because if I have expectations, honey, I don't know about y'all, but I set my standards much higher than I should. I always think that these queens are gonna come down and on fucking chariots of fucking ablaze. I think they're gonna have special effects, shit, CGI, or they're gonna look as good as their freaking Facetune Instagram pictures. But you know what, honey, it's not true. It's not true. I know for sure Drag Race is one of those cool, let's make it happen, I don't care. I don't have earrings to match, I'll make some, or I'll borrow some. I don't have this wig style, but I'm going to figure it out. I don't have like this outfit, this dress isn't hemmed, but we're going to try to fake it. We're going to do something. Who do you think would win the winners season? I know that RuPaul said that she would love to see a winners all stars, and I think that we are getting close to actually having enough winners to actually do that. I mean, you can't have Alaska or Chad Michaels or whoever wins season 3, 4G, and you can't have them compete, can you? I mean, I guess you could, like a winner of All Stars. Can the winner of All Stars already see? People are like, yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like I don't know, because if I already won the damn show, I suppose I would be like, I don't need to win the show again. But then again, I was already on the show, and I was like, I was already on the show. I don't need to be on the show again. And then I went on the show again. So, I mean, it helps with the bills. I'll give you that. I mean, after being on All Stars, that like gave me the extra push that said, Manila, yeah, she's good enough to be on All Stars. So, pay her money or keep hiring her. So, I don't feel like any of the winners have problems getting bookings. I don't think. I mean, well, maybe one of them or two of them, maybe, I don't know. But that's just because, it's been a while since they've done, I don't know. If there was, I feel like we maybe could wait a couple more years, because I don't really see Bianca Del Rio going back and competing. Do you? Do you think Bianca Del Rio would go back? I mean, she don't need to. She already made it to superstardom. I think Bianca Del Rio is so successful at what she does that it would almost be It would be risky to go back and do it again. I mean, she's got fucking movies. She's got sold out shows all over the freaking world. I mean, I would love to see her on TV again. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know if she would go back and do it again. So you would have to have, like, you know, if you're going to have 9 queens, well, I guess, yeah, 10 queens. Yeah, there'd be 10 queens. I guess we could probably do it. I don't know. I mean, I would love for Bibi Zahara Benet to come back onto an All-Stars, because I think she's one of the most fantastic queens. And because she was on season 1, actually all the season 1 queens deserve a fucking big shout out. And if you don't know the season 1 queens, you better look them up. Pork Chop, Tammy Brown, Chanel, Rebecca Glasscock, Bibi Zahara Benet, Angina, Jade. I feel like I'm missing one more. There was only 8 of them. Nina. I feel like you need to go and research these queens, because these are the queens that made all of this happen. They went into the show not knowing a thing about RuPaul's Drag Race. They didn't have fucking one clue what it was like even to be on a reality TV show. That shit didn't exist for us back then. This was the once in a lifetime real real reactions from people. None of this fucking, like, I'm gonna come on here with my catchphrases and my t-shirts like what I did. This was like, they came to a show, they had no fucking clue what they were doing, and they are the ones that pioneered this. So I think that would be really cool to see any of of season 1 queens back on TV in the capacity of, like, the competition. So I don't know. It would be really hard, but I would be rooting for my girl Raja if there was a winners All Stars. I would be rooting for my girl Raja because it's for selfish reasons. It's because Raja beat me. So if anyone can beat Raja, then that would mean that I'm not as good as I think I am. It's true though, isn't it? You would think, well, if Raja wins again, then she's fucking the best, and, like, you know, maybe if I had won, maybe I would have not been the first one to be sent home. I probably would have been. I probably would be. If I had won season 3, I would probably be the first one sent home on the Winners All Stars. Let's just get that straight right now, because some of these queens that have won the show have amazing careers. Sharon Needles changed the fucking game. She was the fucking hottest ticket for any freaking drag gig ever when it was her season, and she fucking made it possible for some of us other queens to work the way we do. Jinx, oh my god, she's just such a phenomenally talented and goofy and lovable person. So it would be fun to see her back on TV. Violet, oh my god, that bitch is fucking so goddamn sickening, and the fucking bitch can do all these, like, silks and hanging from the ceiling, and her strip teases, and I mean the things that she's done on the burlesque circuit are just, you know, beautiful and so impressive, and, like, I love it. Bob, oh my god, how funny is Bob? You know, Bob is like stand-up like Bob and Bianca are like some of the funniest winners, I think. Tyra, would love to see what Tyra's doing these days besides getting on the internet and starting Twitter fights. I mean, it would be fun to see her back in the competition. She's still as beautiful as ever. She's got the new teeths. Well, I mean, I guess they're like 8 years old at this point, but she's got the new teeths. So she's going to be even more beautiful than ever. And since, you know, being on Drag Race for so long and working for so long, she'd probably have lots of new, like, fierce outfits to show. Raja, Sharon, who else? Bianca. Who's after Bianca? Oh, Violet. Then Bob. Who won the last? Oh, Sasha. I'd love to see Sasha again. I mean, she's still so new, like, so I'm still like living for her right now. So I mean, to be honest, like, Sasha would be, it would be harder because it's like you're more interested in seeing like what the girl is up to. I mean, feel like I know what Sasha's up to. She's being Sasha right now, but she hasn't had. It's hard because when you come back, you've had time to grow. Now, if you're coming back right away, you have less time to grow. So it's interesting. Like that's like really interesting what Aj is gonna bring to season 3 because she's still so new to it. But I'm also very interested because I've seen how much she's grown since I watched her like crazy. She's the model, she's the Evangelista breakdown, you know, into that fucking weird wig flop into the side. Oh my god. So, I mean, it's really fun to see how we've improved when you give us a little bit more money. All Stars 3 is really fun, but I'm really excited to see what. I'm excited to see more. I don't know. I'm just excited there's more Drag Race. And there's fucking 2 seasons a year now. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm like so happy. I'm such a happy camper right now because all I watch is freaking Drag Race. It's my life. All right, I'm running out of things to say, and I have a box of Frankenberry and some almond milk in my fridge that's waiting for me because I did eat some bacon when I was at my drag brunch here in Hollywood, but I didn't eat nearly enough to like hold me over. So I've been talking for a total of way too long, so I will talk to you guys all later. Alright? And oh hey Michael, I'll talk to you soon. Let's go to the beach tomorrow. No, I can't go to the beach tomorrow. I got fucking shit to do. I'm working. Okay. I love you too, guys. Alright, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. How do you stop this?